Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. All right, we're switching over live. Just 1 second, make sure everything's good, but hello. I'm doing well, Jasmine. How are you? Looks like everything's working. Okay, cool. She's bad. Gracias. Let me know if everybody can hear me. Should be able to, but, you know, I don't know until too late. Always how it goes. All right, looks good. Water. Didn't get as cold as I wanted, though. There, we'll do that. Okay, so we're doing a couple things today. Ronan wants to play with pickles, which if you're watching last night's stream, you already knew that. We're also going to be doing, I don't know what else to call them, but tortilla kebabs. It's a semi-viral thing that I happened across that I wanted to play with. And it's exactly what it sounds like, kebabs, but with tortillas, kind of lasagna style. I don't know, it's a structure thing. We're going to play with it. We're going to find out. Playing with our food. So, one of the first things I want to do is chop everything up. What's happening? We're making food. We're playing with food today. What's happening with you? Sorry, I had to turn people down. There we go. Now I can hear you. Okay, so we're gonna have onions, bell pepper, parsley, and we're gonna double the onions and the parsley. There we go. So, the best way to think about this is basically like a kebab mixed with like, I mean, really the only like influence that's Spanish is tortillas, which again, I'm not 100% sure where. I think the only reason is they did for like structural reasons. Honestly, whatever. It's probably good. But it's got kind of a yogurty dip thing going on with it, and all sorts of yumminess to it. So we're just gonna have some fun and check it out. Has anybody seen this video I'm talking about? It's gotten a few million views at this point. It's like an older couple, and they're slapping stuff together TikTok style. Slapping stuff on counters, catching onions with their knives. And it looks like a lasagna on skewers. And they fry each side and they dip it in sauce. It looks really good. Makes me think of a hamburger, but it's not a hamburger, it's kebab. Hey! Yeah, basically a kebab lasagna burrito burger. I mean, you know, I wouldn't doubt it. That sounds about right. You just make like a meatloaf consistency with all the spices and the meat and the onions and the veggies and whatever, and then you put down a squared off tortilla, put down the meat mixture, tortilla, meat mixture, and then you just create a stack and cut it into little like strip things. You'll see. It's strange, but it looks really good. So we're gonna start, of course, prepping everything up. So we got to get our onions ready, our bell peppers ready. We got parsley, and garlic and stuff. Though, you know, We'll just chat and hang out while I do all that. That's what I'm doing right now. Whoop. If you've never prepped onions before, what I'm doing here is I'm taking the ends off, and then I'm taking the very corner of my cleaver, my knife, running it down the side to take off the first couple layers because they're less than edible. What you got? Pickle? There's a regular pickle? Why are you licking pickle off your arm? Sorry, Winnie Cakes is off screen here. Applesauce recipe. That's what it was. It's really stupid simple. All right. We'll go to the print one so I can click it. It's literally, I can get every part of the recipe in one screenshot. It's really stupid simple. Wait. Okay, send this to you. And boom, bang, there you go. You can add honey instead of white sugar. Do like 50-50 for natural. Sorry, we have a bunch of apples. We have an apple tree out front, and it's apple harvesting time. So she's making applesauce inside while I do this to get ready for dinner. And I didn't send her a recipe for that because I told her, you know, just chop up the apples, put it in with sugar, a little bit of acid, and some seasoning. And she's like, can I see that? So I had to send her a quick recipe. Okay, so we're chopping onions. Remove the first few layers. Hey, Kat, how's it going? So, I want these, so I just cut this into rings on accident because I went the wrong way. I want these to be really tiny. So what I'm going to do with this, you can grate it or you can chop it. I prefer to chop just because I like using my knife more than anything else. I'm really comfortable with it. But if you aren't comfortable with a knife or if you're afraid of a knife or whatever, you can just use a cheese grater and grate it up like you would a block of cheese. It's a little messier and a little wetter, but overall it works. And you just want to really fine, like, tiny dice, nothing crazy. You don't want this for texture as much as you want it for the flavor. I'll even run my knife through that once more. But yeah, so just a small little dice, and then we're going to mix that into the meat mixture later. How's Kat today? Wait, did I ask that? I think I did. What have you been up to today is what I meant. How has your day been? What have you been doing? Also, Rancid, you too. I totally forgot about that. I blame Winnie Cakes for jumping in mid-conversation. Needing help? What the heck? I'm good, I'm good. Nice. Library's good. We went on a little adventure to get ingredients that we forgot for this dish. Luckily, we have like a little farm stand near our house that we can go and get fresh veggies. Battlefield? I figured Battlefield. Okay. I'm hearing noises. I'm going crazy. More than normal. Okay. So we're just gonna get to chopping on this. No need to be perfect. You're just looking for a roughly similar size on that. Did we get anything at the library? Anything good, or just chilling at the library? Also, I did see that they're having more. Not that I know of, but the cat could have gotten out here. She would have come saying hey, though. Or they added more Battlefield challenges. Are they any kind of difficult to achieve, or is it just more daily grind kind of stuff? I myself have not checked in today. Oh, all at once, huh? I mean, I guess with how you binged them, that makes sense. All the Akatar books, huh? So the idea with this, by the way, when you're chopping something really fine, we'll do it on a bigger scale, but no cat in the garage. All right, thank you, Ronan. You can come out and pickle whenever, Ronan. But the idea and the concept that you want to do with chopping anything is get it into a coin as thick as you want it. Cut that coin into strips, turn it 90 degrees, and cut it into equal size strips. You'll end up with a square or a cube. 3 weeks, yeah. Valid. Nothing crazy. Yeah, there you go. Are any of them good, like the bat and whatnot? Or is it more just kind of generic emblem stuff? Okay, so I have a coin here. I can show this better here. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to go just strips, about as thick as I want them to be in the end. Now, all those strips are still pointed that same way because I went down and forward, so I'm going to rotate them 90 degrees and do the same exact thickness, but in this direction now. Chapter 8. Dang, girl! There you go. You got dice. Weapon. Oh, they got some weapon skins this time. Nice. I know they had the one last time, but I was kind of concerned that they were not going to do anything cool with that. Like, I know they said they aren't going to do, like, Nicki Minaj level crazy skins or whatever, but I'm hoping they do at least some cool weapon skins. So for those who don't know, I have a gaming channel that I primarily stream and make content for. Right, Blender? Which, if you're on Twitch, that's what you're already seeing. But, well, and TikTok, I guess. So we're talking about games as well. But I do food. I've been cooking for basically my entire life, professionally for over a decade. So, one of those, might as well, because I like cooking. I cook every day anyways. Or damn near, I should say. Get paid to do what you love. We're gonna pickle. We're gonna pickle. All right. So for those who were there late into stream last night, Ronan had this mad idea that he wanted to do. He wanted to make a pickle. And he wanted to do a Dr. Pepper soda pickle. So we have gotten, I forget the name of that viral brand of pickles that everybody really likes. Starts with like a G, Recos or something like that. Pickles. Penalea got them. So Ronan has taken his liberty to grab a few pickles, put half of the brine in there, and we're going to just fill the rest with Dr. Pepper. Did you get a lid?
Not yet.
Okay. We're going to fill the rest with Dr. Pepper and just let it sit all stream and see what we got. Not a sponsor, by the way, for either whatever pickle brand this is or Dr. Pepper, but that is, no, these are for the small right now. I'm just going to leave this in frame constantly. There we go. Dr. Pepper pickle.
Thank you.
It's gonna sit there. Wonder how many people are gonna ask about it. If you didn't know, there was already like a viral trend about pickles in your Dr. Pepper, so I don't honestly think this is gonna be bad. It's just weird. Which, leave it to Ronan to make it weird. In the best way possible, kid. We all know, normal's boring. drink the juice. No, not yet. Maybe later. I think later we'll drink some of it for sure, but right now it needs to brine. The pickle flavor needs to marry with the Dr. Pepper, needs to change the color and all this. Oh, hey, Ronan, did you want the rest of this? Because it's just sitting out here. I ain't drinking it. Ronan? I don't know if that's because you can't hear me, or you just walked away, or you're playing Duolingo or some other thing. Did you want the rest of this? This is your treat for treat day, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. No, my towel. Nope, almost put it in the waste bin. Okay, so we're taking roughly 2 large onions, dicing it up as small as you want. Get that flavor and that moisture throughout the meat later. Gonna add that into about 3 pounds of meat, give or take. Now this is a Instagram, TikTok, whatever you want to call it, recipe. So it's not accurate. Well, I mean, honestly, they probably cost them the same thing. Like, you probably heard it before, but like, soda and stuff is so cheap that you're paying for the cup. You're not paying for the drink. You're paying for the cup that it's made in, really. So, you know, I don't know how much difference in plastic, but gotta be like less than even an ounce plastic difference. Few grams at most. Okay, almost there. So this little onion here, I am setting aside for later. I'm gonna put this into the sauce. But I am going to grate this one. I forgot my grater. Hey, Ronan, if you're listening, can you grab out, bring me out one of the box graters, the cheese graters? Thank you. Yeah. They're an hour long. I guess I didn't realize they were that long, honestly. Hour and a half. Nice. That's like straight up full movie. All right. Well, we got to finish the series we're on, and then we'll be able to get into that one. Is it super horror based? Also, my day was good, Kat. Just kind of hung out with the kids. Like I said, we took a nice walk to go get some of the ingredients for this specifically. There's a little farm stand down the way. Does fresh produce. We are watching the Sandman series, the final season of it all. But we're on like the last 3 episodes. And it's one of those things where we're trying to, you know, use that as couples time / date night / connection time. at the end of the night. So I already know the story, but pretty horror based. Okay. Well, maybe I can use this as my once yearly horror show to watch. It's usually for my birthday, though. Okay. Sandman series? The Sandman series was... that's real complicated. So, in the 80s, even before the 80s, there was a DC, like Superman, Batman, DC character that called himself the Sandman, who walked around with a gas mask and, like, put people to sleep. He was like a superhero kind of crime detective thing. Didn't last very long. The author of this series got a hold of it and completely changed it and used a lot of the source material to make a graphic novel series that lasted like almost a decade. And there's like 20 different books. But the story, it's amazing. It's crazy amazing. It's just basically like he created his own world where the Sandman, the titular Sandman, is just basically like the embodiment of dream and like controls dreams and is in charge of making sure everything that happens in dreams, it works. Anyways, it's a whole fantastical like other realm of existence, and he has brothers and sisters that are in charge of like death or despair and that kind of stuff, and they control an aspect of humanity. And yeah, Mr. Sandman, Bring Me a Dream. It's very much that. And it's just, it's this really high fantasy kind of thing, but it also brings in Victorian England. It brings in fairies and Shakespeare and all this other stuff. It's crazy good. It's definitely worth a watch. I like reading the book. The book itself was a lot better, or the books, but they did a good job. They did a really good job. No horror. I want to say no horror, but there's nothing. It is mostly just like a fantasy drama. There's some comedy aspects. There's some scary aspects. There's like demon characters, but in the end, it's not like I wouldn't classify it as horror. It just has some scary bits in it. You know what I mean? As much as like a dragon in any fantasy story could technically be called horror, but it's not horror. There is a couple episodes centered around serial serial ender of lifeies. It's definitely worth a watch. They do touch on the nightmare aspect of him being the Lord of Dreams. I didn't mean to cut these. I was on autopilot because we were talking. So I am now grading this, but I did start to cut it. So this is going to make it even harder to grade. I might just have to mince this like little part of it. Yeah. I'm just going to have to go full chop on it. That's my bad. Oh well. More work for me. Yeah, it's a very unique story. It's hard to categorize, but yeah, high fantasy, elements of drama, romance. There's some horror aspects to it. There's some philosophical aspects to it. Like, it's got a lot going for it. And just the world is its own unique little thing, and it borrows elements from stories and history and that kind of stuff. So it's hard to like classify. I mean, besides the couple of episodes that are literally themed around nightmares and like talking about that, yes, you're more than, that's usually when we watch it, is, you know, when we're getting ready for bed after stream and stuff. But even like, there's nothing super on screen, you know what I mean? As far as like the growth parts or the potentially scary parts. There's nothing like right in your face on the screen. Penalea doesn't do horror, and Penalea watched it just fine. Granted, Penalea would pass out halfway through episodes because her bedtime's like 8:30 p.m., 9 p.m. if she's lucky. And then her body just shuts down on her. But we would just rewatch it the next night. Okay. Well, besides messing this part up. Okay. Did you just want to share and change subject? Is that what it was? Under the dome. All right. Now, under the dome? No? Yeah, that's true. Winnie Cakes is going through that right now with Doctor Who. They just took Doctor Who off of HBO, and she's like, that was her go-to comfort show right now. Not happy with that. Forget if it's one or two. I think it's just one. I have a cooler sitting back here full of all the food, so. Or all the cold food. Because we're still breaching just under 100 degrees out here. Right, like, I think the high was supposed to be 37 today. Can't just be easy. Now I have to know, Riptide Ronan. Yes, it is Stephen King, but it's only loosely Stephen King. Like, the series was adapted from one of his books, but it's not written directly by him. Eureka? They're similar? I highly doubt that. What am I making? Tortilla kebabs. Tortilla kebabs, it's like a lasagna, but also kind of like a burger on a stick. Right now, we're making all the meat and stuff. In about half an hour, I'll be bringing it all together. But yeah. No, they are not. Steven, what? Ronan. They are both very good at what they do, but they are both very unique at what they do. Jericho. I was going to say, that was the other one I was going to say. If you didn't say Eureka, that sounded like Jericho with the wall. I never actually watched that. I always was like, oh, I want to watch that. It was on whatever channel, and then I never ended up watching it. Because we never had cable or anything like that growing up. Except for randomly when we'd get some kind of subscription service promo. But yes, this is Tortilla Kebabs. There was a pretty viral recipe going on about it. Recipe video of a kind of older couple making them, and then they grill them on each side and then slather it in a yummy dip that they made, and it looked really yummy, so I wanted to play with it. When Blockbuster was a thing, valid. I mean, yeah. But yeah, Grayson, Tortilla Kebabs. Shutting off all of the access to anything I'm doing. Can you tell I don't cook in front of a camera very often? Ronan, I'm curious, how much of Stephen King's books do you have you read? They have an online rental service, I believe, Kat. Although I don't know up there what that would look like. Where you can order physical media. I could be wrong on that. But they did have physical media renting places down here called Redbox, which just recently in the past couple of years, I think basically over COVID went completely under. So they had them, but no one was using them. We do have the final Blockbuster location in our state, though. And that's popular enough that it's staying open. Yeah, they definitely need to stop with the streaming shenanigans, that's for sure. Like, cutting to the root of that conversation, I 100% agree there. Because, yeah, it's getting ridiculous. It's inevitable in capitalism, but it still sucks. Honestly, I don't know if they're ever going to be able to get back to that, because the cost to make physical media and that kind of stuff and replace it and that kind of stuff is, and then licensing on top of that is way just, it's inherently more than digital streaming, you know what I mean? It would cost a lot of money to get back to there for anybody to do it, let alone a startup or, you know, like a small company or something. Okay. Which again, I'm 100% on board with what you're saying. I just, I'm very pessimistic about the opportunity for that in the future. Okay, so red bell peppers, done. Again, we don't need these to be perfect. We don't need these to be super tiny or uniform even. Bigger chunks occasionally is fine. But the whole point of this is we want to break it up into smaller than bite-sized pieces so you can get some of this with some of the meat and some of the onion in one bite. And then go from there. Oh, also, Miss Shimizu and Mr. Grayson, I am making, as per Ronin, Dr. Pepper pickles. Tuning in for the first time, welcome in. We've just been chatting mostly. Right now I've chopped up a bunch of onions and red bell peppers, sorry. We're getting set up to make tortilla kebabs, which is, it is exactly what it sounds like, but it's kind of a viral thing, and I just want to play with it and see what it's like. So, you haven't missed too much. So this is just a pepper that we have from our garden. I don't know the varietal. It looks like a hatch chili or a generic green chili. I'm just going to chop this and add this in for a little bit of heat because I like heat. And I've only got the one left over, so this is a perfect use case for it. It's not going to overpower for the kids, but it's going to provide a nice layer of heat. Okay. Sorry for attacking the microphone. I'm so sorry. Chickens are doing great. They don't like the heat as much, but they're doing great. Okay, let's see here. Garlic. Last little bit. So once again, 2 different things of garlic. We're gonna have one for the dip later and one to go in the meat. So I'm just gonna do 2 containers here. This is just regular old garlic. They do molt, and they get like a under layer of thicker feathers. So during the winter, or right at the beginning of the winter, and then end of springtime, they molt and they get all naked and patchy and gross, and then they get their feathers in again. So as with garlic, I say 6, or I hear 6 cloves, and I put in 10. The recipe calls for 6 cloves of garlic for the meat, 4 for the dip. Clear as mud? Wait, what's clear as mud? Yeah. The palm of your heel, or heel of your palm, you crush the garlic, and then you can get all the peel off really quick and simple instead of having to worry about it. And it pre-cuts part of it for you. So when you try to mince it up, it's not a problem. I'm sorry, what's clear as mud, sis? The Dr. Pepper pickle? Because it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a Dr. Pepper pickle. And it's actually bubbling up. Hang on a second. Carbonation, gotta release some. Gotta burp the pig. There we go. Yeah, you can do knife, like, same thing I'm doing there. Or you can try and, like, that kind of stuff. I've just found, like, real quick, real easy, real simple. Doesn't require extra tools, you know. But crushing the garlic helps it easier to peel and helps it easier to dice. It's a pickle. So my son, on last night's stream when we were gaming and stuff, was talking about pickles a lot and came up with the idea to make a Dr. Pepper pickle. So it's literally the concept of like a Kool-Aid pickle and that kind of stuff, where it's half the brine, or like half the jar is brine, and then put a couple pickles in there, and then half the jar is Dr. Pepper. And we're just gonna let it sit there all stream and see where it gets. I'm not a huge pickle fan. I'm a super taster, so salty things, especially really salty things, just like punch me in the face. It's not bad, it's just a lot all at once. So I don't have high hopes, but there was that viral pickle slices in your Dr. Pepper drink trend for a while, so it's probably good. Grillos. That's the name of the pickles. Grillos. Not a sponsor. But hey, Grillos, hit me up. I wouldn't say it's painful. It's just really how you angle it. I will be eating them on stream. At the end of stream, I will be the one consuming it with him. Yeah, that one's gone. But yeah, I don't particularly care for them, but that will be the last thing. We'll wrap up stream. We'll take a look at them and we'll try them on stream. All right, cat. Oh no, I have to take the whole. Yeah, you're right. One bite. It's like half a pickle. I have to eat the whole pickle. We did this yesterday with like a gas station style pickle. That was a chamoy pickle, and I had to eat half the pickle, and he had the other half. He was nibbling on his. I just horked it down. It's you know, get it all over with all at once kind of situation in my mind. Half blood pickle. Yep. Riptide, how do you keep joining in on the blood pickle conversation? That's crazy. No, but we're making Dr. Pepper pickle. Dr. Pepper pickle. Dr. Pepper pickle. Jeez, why was that so hard to say? Okay, so these ones for the meat, I'm gonna mince them up with my knife. These ones I'm gonna crush using a garlic press. The reason being because these are going into a dressing and they're not gonna get cooked, they're not gonna get broken down or in any way, shape, or form, similar to how I was gonna grate the onion, but I ended up mincing it. So, sorry, what was that last part, Riptide? Hold on a sec. I got there eventually. You're right. Sorry, the computer's down below me, so it's not in the way. If I miss hearing what's going on because I have a little earbud in, I have to double check. So that's what I'm doing back there, if you're wondering. Okay, and again, we're going to be making a kebab mix, which is just essentially mix everything together by hand. So this does not need to be perfectly minced. It does not need to be uniform in size. It's get it down to real small, mix it in. I mean, there is an evil goblin down there, but Boblin doesn't really do too much. He feeds me treats. Three spears in the jar, bro. But yes, one of them can be riptides. I don't know why I got the extra thing. My bad. Whatever. Garlic press. Garlic press, if you haven't seen one before, is literally what it sounds like. You got a receptacle that's got holes in the bottom. You got a little like flat thing that's the same size as that, and you just put the garlic in the hole. Use a hinge to press it through. Makes a quick mince out of your garlic and that kind of stuff. Saves you a lot of work. A lot of people it's kind of controversial. Some people are like, oh man, it's not nearly as good and you lose a bunch of product and you know, that kind of stuff. But if you know what you're doing, not really. When it gets down to here, take your knife, gently run it across, scrape off the extra bits, and then pull everything out and put it into your mix. Simple. Simple dimple. Okay, that is parsley. I need parsley. Besides the parsley, that's all the veg, and then we'll get into mixing and cooking. Okay. Bro is not Mark Ruffalo. What the hell? Oh, this one's all metal. This one's real nice. This one's all metal besides this little like clip-in part that's just like rubber. but you can take that out if you wanted to for the grip. The rest of it's all metal. It's really nice. As far as cleaning them, you know, if you get it under a high enough powered jet and like pour the opposite direction that the garlic would come out, so you press this way, you spray the water that way, it all pops out. But yeah, it does have a difficulty cleaning aspect. What'd you say, Kat? Random. The homemade tortillas. Now, this recipe didn't call for corn tortillas. It called for the extra largest tortillas you could extra large. I got extra large tortillas and then found out that's the same type of tortillas we already had. So, no homemade tortillas on this one just because that's just what it called for. All right, parsley. This is one of those situations. This one I'm going to save to the side. Cut off basically all the stems. Yeah, it was very random. Basically all the stems. Then you can go through and pick off like the bigger stems by hand. You can run a fork through this. Doesn't have to get 100% of the stems, but anything that's super thick, that's what you want to get. The smaller, thinner stems are going to be fine, and you're just going to mince the crap out of it. So if you have some of the really thin, tiny stems in there, you don't need to worry too much about it. Not going to come across. A little bit of texture in a meat paste is not going to be a problem. I mean, they are. You 100% valid. Butter tortillas. Yeah. How often do I do a cooking stream? I'm going to be increasing the frequency of the cooking streams. Originally, it was supposed to be every other week, but I will be increasing it to, if not every other week, every week. Simply because I'm changing my schedule around because all of my kids are finally in school. We have a kindergartner this year. So I'm going to be doing daytime streams. So for right now, every other week. But keep an eye on the channel. They'll increase and it will become more so. Okay. Most of the big stems, gonzo, and just chop through it all. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, you say chili anything and I'm in, but homemade tortillas along with it, oh yeah. No, we did corn tortillas last. We gotta do flour tortillas next and then play with that. Okay, like I said, we want this to just, we're gonna break it down. If you don't know how to mince, you're basically rocking it through and just walking it through and then flipping it around and doing that until all the big pieces become small. Anchor one side, move it like a fan. You're not aiming for like super precise measurements. You're just trying to get the biggest pieces down until you get to a point where you can just bounce it. Can't envision, think lasagna. Think lasagna. So I'm gonna take a tortilla, I'm gonna square it off. Okay, you're annoying me, meat board. I'm gonna take a tortilla, I'm gonna square it off. I'm gonna put the meat kebab mixture, significant portion on there, like a smash taco, I think is what it's called, smash taco burger. Then I'm gonna do another one of those, and I'm gonna do that like 10 times, stack them all on top of each other, and then cut them, skewer them, and cut them again. You'll have to see. I don't know why the tortillas. I honestly don't. This is not my recipe. I believe the tortillas are there for structure more than anything else. Like, I don't know that they provide much of a crisp or anything, but we'll just have to find out. Okay. Mostly uniform, some big pieces, not a huge problem. Like I said, this is a generic kind of meatloafy kebab thing. If you really don't like big chunks of herbs and that kind of stuff, you can definitely take it further down, and I will later. When did I get muted? Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That's weird. I don't know when I got muted, but thank you. I'm glad it was only a second. Must have brushed it with my elbow. Hydrate. Hydrate or dehydrate. All right, one sec. You had to hydrate right as I started touching raw meat, you know? I'm gonna finish this up, then I'll hydrate, but it is time to hydrate. Get something to drink, preferably some water. This is these are just pounds of meat that we freeze back ourselves. We buy pounds of ground beef from big warehouse stores, and then we individually weigh them out and wrap them in plastic or butcher paper or whatever we got in excess of, and then freeze them back. Okay. Damn it, Riptide. I gotta go wash. I'll be right back. Sorry, Riptide. That's my bad. You hee-heed like it was you. I don't know who did. Just the tee-hee that you made was suspicious, so. Earbud. Ah, I see. Okay. So this is just 3 pounds of ground beef. You could use whatever ground meat you want to do. This recipe, again, not my recipe, just playing with it, called for just beef. I would normally go for like a chicken turkey kind of situation, but beef is just good too. This is when we take all of our ingredients that we just chopped up. So we got parsley and red pepper. Garlic and onion, saving these 2 to the side for the dip. And also, most importantly, seasonings. So we have coriander, garlic powder, cumin, paprika, and then pepper and salt. You could add some turmeric in there. You could add some more dried herbs if you really want to. Fresh herbs is going to be your best bet on that one. You can change this up however you like, but this is just, again, what they said. So a few big pinches, salt, a couple tablespoons in the end. Don't want to go too heavy on the paprika, but it's going to be a smoky heat that we want in there. So teaspoon to a tablespoon, somewhere in there. Garlic powder is a lot of flavor, so we really want more of that. So a couple tablespoons of that. I'm also keeping this really close to the bowl because I have a big old fan on me so I don't die of heat exhaustion. And it's blowing everything around, so apologize if it looks like I'm dumping random things in a bowl. A couple tablespoons of this as well. The cumin is also a prominent flavor we're looking for. Lastly, some coriander and some pepper. This is just ground coriander seed. I bought the seeds whole and then ground them myself. You can buy ground coriander as well. Coriander is just a cilantro plant. And a couple tablespoons of pepper. Fresh ground's always best for pepper, but you know, if you can't, the pre-ground stuff works too. Just use a little bit more. Now, this is one of those situations where you're not going to be able to test the mixture and get the taste on it without having cooked it. do not eat raw meat. You might survive after eating a couple or, that kind of stuff, but pesticide or parasites and that kind of stuff are terrible. What? Wow. I hardly know her, he says. But yes, parasites that can be in your meat, all that kind of stuff. You may not get it once, you may not get it 10 times, but the fact of the matter is it happens to hundreds of people daily. Just don't do it. It's not worth the risk in the end. Also, why I had to leave to wash up to go get a drink of water. Everybody, parasites are in pretty much every form of meat. Anybody who eats sushi, you're likely to have a parasite in your body. Hate to break it to you, especially if you eat sushi on a regular basis. Okay, so I'm just bringing this all together into an equal homogeneous paste. Again, not looking for perfection, but close to homogeneous. Who doesn't? Yeah, don't eat sushi unless you know where the source is from and who prepared it. You're opening yourself to some pretty nasty parasites. It's a statistics game. Like I said, you may survive once or twice or that kind of stuff, or you might bite into it the very first time and get tapeworms. Ew, gas station sushi, gross. All right, one of the reasons I'm using my hands on this is I can feel the difference, where it's like just a bunch of veggies or just a bunch of meat, and I can squeeze that through my fingers, run it through. So it may be grosser to do this, but it does help you get everything combined. Now, if you really absolutely want to taste this, you can take a small amount of it, form a little patty, put it on a hot pan, and cook it through and through like you would a burger, just miniature, and then try it. Riptide? I swear, buddy. With how we left stream last night, we're not even in Right Blender stream right now. Well, we are, but not fully. Okay. I'm gonna go wash up again, and I'm gonna go find a glove so I don't have to wash up again. And then we're gonna start on layering this, and you'll kind of see what it means to be a kebab, or a tortilla kebab. Okay. Can it not be hot? Okay. All of our kebab mixture. My giant hands barely fit this glove. Holy moly. What can I say? Pinalea married me for a reason. Jesus Christ. Okay. One of the final steps. Okay. Hello, hello. Okay, one of the final steps I forgot to do is you're gonna need like 8 to 10 tortillas. You're in. I heard you say you're in multiple times. So you're gonna want to take like half of them at a time, especially ones that are not the same size, and square them off, which just means cut off the edges. Like so. This is why you want them as big as possible, because you have less tortilla this way at the end. And then we're going to do that again over here. Okay. So the way this is going to work, I need this guy right here. Is one at a time. Going to take our layers of tortilla. Going to get some of the kebab mixture. And you might have seen this similar kind of thing with smaller tortillas in a burger. But the idea is to smash it in there so it's using the meat as kind of like an adhesive onto the tortilla. I know, right? I hate that idea, but you know, I'm not the one that did it. It ain't my recipe. And just keep going like that, and you're gonna make layers that stack on top of each other. You don't want to do this like right on top of the other one, because you're gonna squish the bottom layer out. If you do. You want it fairly thin. You don't want to overwhelm it too much, but you want a good, nice, like burger thickness. Looking for like a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch if you really dare. And then this is going to stack on top of this one here. Lightly press it together, and you're just going to keep repeating that till they're all done. Then we're going to slice that, and then slice them again and skewer them. It's a thing. It's a thing. Meanwhile, I'm also going to turn... because you got to sear them off. Just use garlic powder too. Twinsies! Copycat. Okay. On your way home. Perfect timing. Just starting to get everything all ready to cook. She could smell the food. Well, I guess you could see the live stream, but still. Again, I'm not sure why squares. I mean, I know why squares, because it's easier to cut and shape into the kebab that they're trying to do. I'm not sure why the tortillas other than structural togetherness. Those do sound good. Are they? You said tortilla shells, like a hard taco, you know, white people taco night thing? Like, not a sponsor, but, you know, their famous taco that they sell? Yep. Right on. That works with the macros, too, so even better. Okay, so I'm getting towards the end of it here. I've got dos mas tortillas. Yeah, that looks about right. Oh, yeah. That would be good, too. Gordita. That's basically what they do. They just deep fry them for chalupas. I remember when they introduced those. Okay. Now, we take this. Bring it back over. Ugh. Difficult part. Now we have to take it and cut it and arrange it so that we end up with strips. So we're going for about 1 inch. It's a big ass quesadilla. Look at the size difference in just pressing that. That's crazy. Okay, then we're gonna take this guy, turn it sideways, and we're just gonna skewer it there all the way down. Kind of get the idea? I'll do one more and then we'll do, well, 1, 2. Yeah, we'll do one more like that. We'll split it in half if we can. Well, they're kebab. We already have skew. Okay, and then I want to take that half. Flip it around and do that. We'll do the other half of this in a moment. But yeah, so then take that guy, and it looks like I'm gonna go 4 to 5. We'll go 5 skewers. You do see food, other one guy. Angling these the right way is very difficult. Yeah, we'll do 4. Okay. Then you just take these Cut them down. Oh my god, some of these are uneven. But yeah, then you're just gonna take this and you're gonna sear it right in the thing and let it cook all 4 sides, and then I'm gonna bake it off just a little bit more. That's a tortilla kebab. They do. It's mostly because of how I speared the kebab. Also, I can't hear you for some reason, so hang on a second. Different of a size for... Wait, what? They are individually different in certain spots, but yes. That's not going to matter that much. That did not sear nearly as quickly as I hoped it would. So now we got to turn the heat up. Oh, it's hot. Yeah, I see what you mean. That's not going to matter too much. They're going to shrink. They're going to change size when you cook them. Not really the point. It's also just, if you practice skewering it, I'm sure it'll get a lot better. But me skewering one, I'm not even going to try and count that 20 layers. Food is food. It's not going to change the way it tastes. See, I don't like this with the cutting the tortillas into a square, because then you end up with weird thickness in the end. If I want to make it uniform, I just have to cut a weird strip off the end, which is fine. I can eat that. Whatever. That's going to be more manageable, I guarantee it. I'm going to air fryer this part. See what I come up with there. One, 2, and 4. Obviously, it all depends on the size of your skewer and what you got going on. You can make these bigger, you can make them smaller. Two. 3. Damn it. 4. There we go. Ideally, I would want to grill these, you know what I mean? I don't want to sear them. Like, that's what the recipe is. Like, sear them and then put them in the oven, but, like, I want to grill these. I'll put them over a grill and get them charred. I don't know. Could be just me. We put these in the air fryer, those in the air fryer. Now we're going to make a sauce. I'm going to go wash up, make a sauce, and then we'll get to cooking the rest of these. Okay. Did I mention it's hot as balls out here? I'm just gonna have Ronan take this inside and we'll bake it off. So we're gonna be here forever individually searing all those. Whew, it's hot. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep saying it until summer's over. So for the dressing, for the, I don't know what exactly to call it. It's almost tzatziki, almost, it's all sorts of different combinations of things. This is equal parts yogurt and mayonnaise. They called for butter in their recipe instead of the mayonnaise. They also called to melt the butter and then bring it over a simmer. So it's all sorts of crazy. I would rather a cool, creamy dip than a hot, buttery dip, especially with all the rich and fatty that's already on here. So this is about a cup of yogurt, just plain Greek yogurt, a cup of mayonnaise. We've got that small grated minced onion earlier, some grated garlic, crushed garlic, and then we've got this parsley we didn't finish off earlier, and a little bit of paprika, and we'll go with coriander. And then we're all just going to put that into one big jug and just mix it up and serve it like that. Pretty simple. Let me chop this up really quick. Oh, I used my knife. All right. That's going to be a problem. I used my knife to cut this meat that's not cooking fast enough. I need to figure out a different system out here because the power is not enough to run this whole thing. It says it's on. I have a feeling that this is not allowing enough power to go through to it, though. I'm trying to think if I have a kitchen knife out here. I don't have a kitchen knife out here from camping. They're all inside, so I'm going to have to go back inside. God damn it. No. You're right. Just get more power. You'd think that would work. This is the only thing plugged into the outlet is this. So, yeah, I mean, really. That's going to be the thing, but I'm also in an enclosed area, and I also have a giant fan blowing on. So, the propane camping stove, I would have to move the setup and not want to, you know, and try not to die. I think also what it is this is an induction burner, so it goes through cycles, but it's not very calibrated. So it goes through the cycles and just basically completely turns off. So the heat's there, and then the heat completely disappears. And then the heat's there, and it doesn't hold the heat as well. This was my father-in-law's for his RV that he lives in, and he didn't like it because it didn't work right, and he didn't end up using it, so. Could just be a terrible, terrible design. Okay. Fresh chopped parsley. All right, not bad. Still taking a little bit longer than I want. It's cooking, so that's the good thing. Okay, we're gonna add in most of the liquid, saving some to the side. all of the veggies and the aromatics. A little bit of paprika. This is just like a teaspoon for color, a little bit of flavor, and some coriander. Again, mostly for the flavor. Slight amount on the color on that one, but it's brown, so not really. Okay, get everything mostly together. And one of the fantastic things about using containers. One of the fantastic things about using these containers, they come with lids. For sauces, I did this last time. I will do it every time. It's fantastic. You just take it, you shake it, and you go. Ugh. Are you really trying to burn now? Don't burn on me. Although that parsley did not want to fully mix. Come on. Get out of the corner there. Thank you. There we go. All right. And that is our dressing done. It looks kind of like a more herby ranch. Doesn't taste like that. Ow. Oh, okay. I forgot a plate. So these aren't going to be, I mean, I guess you could try and eat them off the kebab or the skewer. Now I'm done cooking, I'm getting a chair. Ow. Oh. You could try eating these off the skewer, but I'm going to eat them or serve them like Hasselback potato style. Take it off the skewer onto the plate, onto like a bed of sauce. Eat it with a fork. Pear crisp. Oh, yeah, pear crisp. We can do pear crisp. Ah, water. I'm good with pear crisp. We're processing apples inside right now as we speak, so. All right. I don't know if Winnie Cakes is still watching, but Winnie Cakes, if you could send someone out here with a plate and a large spoon and a fork. Oh, man. The music stop or something? No, music's still going. Just taking its sweet time. Oh, thank you, plate. And spoon and fork. Let Ronan know that we're getting close on the Dr. Pepper pickle thing. So when he wants to come out. Oh, that's overflowing. Just put them on the table there, anywhere. Yeah, we'll just do a fork. Thank you, thank you. Bye! I'll show you the pictures afterwards. It'll be on Instagram. The Dr. Pepper pickle's overflowing, and boy, howdy, does that smell something strange. It certainly smells like you think it would smell. Like a pickly Dr. Pepper. Oven's not ready quite yet. You can go ahead and take the tray and just walk around the opposite side there. Because this little burner is going to take forever if we want to actually cook those. Yeah, no, exactly, Dr. Pepper Pickle. It's exactly, it's as crazy as it sounds, and I did not come up with the idea. That's a Ronin creation. He really wanted to try it. Why? I am not 100% sure, but he did. And so we are. Because, you know, food is food. I'm going to enable, I might as well. It's half brine, half Dr. Pepper. So yes, just pickles soaked in Dr. Pepper, but I mean, only sort of, like to a degree. So I don't know. We took, what are they called? Grillo's pickles. He put 3 spears in there and like half of that jar of brine. And then we filled the rest of it with Dr. Pepper and I've been letting it sit there all stream. So, you know, an hour and a half-ish. Penalea's home. That's probably going to be the worst part of the stream. Like, honestly, I don't think pickles would go bad with the like whole kebab thing, but that's going to be the worst part of the stream for sure. Special since it's overflowing. Okay, so I'm going to leave this on here for about 3 more minutes and then pull it off and plate it and we'll try it. He's going to have one and I'm going to have one, and that's going to be how we're going to close out stream. So yes. I have not. This is a Penalea acquired them kind of situation. And I'm just here for the ride because I'm not. We had a chamoy pickle last night on stream. Yes. And oh, it kicked my butt. Figure I might as well post these as well, huh? Get some Dr. Pepper pickle. Yeah, we had a chamoy pickle last night on stream. I had half of it. Ronan ate half of his. And we're going to do a sour pickle tonight to try them both. Those are not the pickles from camping, no. These are from big old warehouse store. Apparently they're selling a bucket of Grillo's pickles. All right. I don't know how I feel about that a little bit on the end. It's fully cooked, but it doesn't look fully cooked, so I'm leery about it. But that's going to be our tortilla kebabs. Again, really not 100% sure what the tortilla part is for besides structural. I don't know. But turn that off there. That's going to be it. Yeah, no, they were here. You left them here. That's where you misplaced them. And Ronan and I are the only brave ones to eat them. Okay, let's get some pictures on this and then we'll try it and I'll let you know. Like 15 minutes and we'll check it. Probably need to be brushed with oil or spritz with oil in a little bit here, but yeah. The chamoy one? Okay, we'll save a chamoy one. All right. Where did I put that fork? Am I going crazy? Where did I put the fork? Oh. Yeah. Okay. Smells good. The char's good on it. It's a little extra charry on the back part, but that was where it didn't want to cook until it suddenly wanted to cook all over. I keep pausing and unpausing the music, though. Sorry. All right. Big old chunk here. Needs more sauce, but it's good. I don't know that... Like, I don't know that there's a reason for the tortilla. Like, it tastes like a kebab. And then there's tortillas in there, too. Like, I don't know the reason for the tortilla. I'm at a loss. It tastes like a good kebab. It tastes very, very herby, very flavorful. You get the char on there, it's really good. The tortillas are sort of crispy on the edge, sort of soft in the center. And that's it. They provide tortilla flavor, but you're overpowered by the kebab. They are crispy, but only on the outside, kind of thing. Like, they aren't crispy through and through, because the meat, like, releases its juices and whatnot as it's cooking, so they kind of sog in the middle. I don't know. Well, I don't know why this is popular. I don't know why people are looking at this and going, yeah! I would rather a pita on the side and a kebab just as is, instead of this. Like, I don't know. It's not bad. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know why. Yeah, that's the end of the sentence. I don't know why. It is the thing that it is, and it's good. I'm not mad at the flavor. I'm just confused. Whatever. Well, that's tortilla kebabs. Do I think you should make it on your own? If you want to play with food, I think, honestly, if you want the flavors, just make some kebabs, get some pitas, make some pitas even. Make the kebabs. You can do them on a sheet pan. I've done them before. You just do them on a sheet pan, lay all the, like, force meat out into an even layer, and then slice columns and rows out of it, and then cook it like that. They cook up just fine. If you have a proper, like, tandoor, or, you know, like a way to actually cook them properly, even better. But I'm not gonna go through the effort of making my extra large tortillas medium, and then layering them, and then spearing them, and then frying them to have what is essentially just a kebab. I love me some kebab, though. All right, let's get Ronan out here. Yeah, like, honestly, the worst part of that whole thing is the weird soggy bit of tortilla. So, as per Cat, I am to save the liquid and have it be a redeem. So I'm gonna say $5 and I'll drink the whole jar. That's for later stream, not now, because things are set up on here, but I can't hear them very well. So That's for tonight's stream during Grounded. I will drink this whole jar of brine / Dr. Pepper for a $5 donation. Grab the quart jar, please. I want to pour the liquid out. Or actually, here, I have an extra one. Oh, well, shoot. There we go. Pour me a pint of that pickly Dr. Pepper. Get yours. Dr. Pepper pickle, bro. I don't like pickles in the first place. All right, Dr. Pepper pickle, sitting for an hour. Yeah, about an hour and a half in Dr. Pepper and brine. What the hell? It's fizzy, which I expected, but you don't taste hardly any Dr. Pepper. Oh, trust me, I've not been chewing it. It's very garlicky. It's very garlicky. If you like pickles, I'm sure you'd like it. Like, it's not a bad pickle. It's just very garlicky. It's very fizzy. It's almost spicy because of like the tingling on my tongue. But I taste the vinegar, the salt, the garlic, a little tiny hint of sweet. And that's really it. It just tastes like a pickle. It's fizzy too. It's a fizzy pickle. You made a fizzy pickle, and it doesn't even hard. Like you can see the outside. Well, I guess you guys might not be able to hear. Let me see if I can. The inside of it here is white still. The outside looks like it was rolling around in the mud, maybe. So like maybe it just didn't have long enough in the brine. I tell you what. We will come back on Friday's stream and do a 24-hour Dr. Pepper pickle experiment. I'll still save this for tonight's stream. We'll do a 24-hour Dr. Pepper pickle and see if that's better. Because this just tastes like a pickle. I'm not even kidding. It just tastes like a Grillo's pickle. So, yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you, Ronan, for torturing me with pickle. Ew. But that is going to be it. Like I said, this will come back later tonight, unless I dump it over. This is Tortilla Kebabs. It is a viral video that it's the internet doing the internet. It don't make sense from a culinary standpoint. It's not bad. It just doesn't really do anything, you know? I don't know, 7 out of 10 on that or something like that. But that's going to be it. I'll be posting some pictures of whatever happened and whatnot I just took on Instagram later. And like I said, my main channel tonight, I am playing Grounded 2 with the kids. So definitely jump in on that one. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate all your support and hope you had a good time. We do have some channels in our Discord for suggestions on what you want to see coming up on Food Blender. Like I said, there's an Instagram. There's all sorts of stuff. Head to rightfulender.com for any and all of the links that you want to find for me. I'm still holding pickle in my mouth because I can't stop talking. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. But yes, thank you so much for coming out, and we'll catch you next time. Goodbye, everybody.